If you're wondering how the spring market is actually starting in Victoria, here are some important takeaways. First off, activity is picking up, but not in the way people expected. We saw 579 total sales in March, which is up about 24% from February. So the market, it's definitely waking up for the spring. But year over year, sales were actually down about 5.5%. So what that tells you is this is not a hot runaway market, it's a steady seasonal build. Now, on the supply side, this is where things get interesting. There are over 3,200 active listings right now, which is up both month over month and year over year. That means buyers have more choice than they've had in a very long time. And that's a big shift from what we saw a few years ago. When you combine that level of inventory with steady but not aggressive demand, you end up in what we call a balanced market. Some would say certain segments of the market are actually buyers' markets. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Prices are also telling a very clear story. Single-family homes are sitting at around 1.33 million on the benchmark pricing, which is actually down about 1.1% from last year. Condos are around 553,000, down about 0.8% year over year. So the prices, they're not crashing, but they're also not climbing. They're stabilizing. Now, here's the most important part that people are missing. This type of market creates opportunity, but only if you understand how to play it. Because what we're seeing right now is a split market. Well-priced homes are still selling relatively quickly, but anything even slightly overpriced is sitting. And that's why days on market is starting to stretch out, and why those stale listings I talk about are becoming more and more important. This is where buyers have the leverage. This is where price reductions happen, negotiations open up, and deals actually get done below asking price. So if you're a buyer going into the spring thinking, is it going to feel like 2021 again in that crazy COVID market? It's not. There's no frenzy. There's not necessarily any sort of panic buying. There's just more inventory, more time, and more opportunity if you know where to look. And if you're a seller, this is just as important. You cannot price ahead of the market right now and expect it to work. You need to be positioned properly from day one, or you risk becoming one of those listings that just sits and becomes stale. Big picture, this is a very normal spring market for Victoria. Activity's building, inventory's rising. We're likely heading towards a peak closer to probably May, maybe even June if it's delayed, which is typical seasonality. But it is happening in a much more balanced environment than we've seen previously. And that's exactly why strategy matters more than ever right now. If you want a breakdown of where the best opportunities are in the current market, especially the listings that have been sitting, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to provide you a tailored list based on your criteria.